So today we have Citadel.one and Injective on Twitter Spaces. Um, Recently, Citadel.one integrated Injective into the platform. So this is the reason we decided to have this conversation together. And first of all, let me introduce uh, our guests. We have Eric Chen. He's the co-founder of Injective Labs, and of he's also the CEO of Injective. We also will have Alex Falco once he joins with his mobile phone. And I'm the host today. My name is Vlad. I'm the community lead of Citadel.one project. And we also have a co-host as Injective Vivian. Uh, Welcome. Okay, Alex is here, and now he's the speaker. Okay, thanks for joining, Alex. I think we can start. So I will introduce the Citadel.one project. Some of you may know Citadel.one as a platform for staking, for managing your portfolio, different assets, including Ethereum, Bitcoin, different IBC tokens, Injective now, um, also lots of extensions such as Osmosis, Uniswap, PancakeSwap. Some of you may know Citadel.one as a validator service because we have nodes set up in different networks. Um, uh, and we are also a DAO that is powered by Binance Smart Chain by XCT token. So it's many solutions in one. And on the another guest of ours is Injective. So Eric, can you, or Vivian, can you introduce Injective to our listeners briefly?
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, this is Eric, co-founder of Injective Labs. So Injective Labs is a key contributor to the Injective ecosystem. And Injective is a layer one proof of stake blockchain powering the best environment for DeFi developers with the most capital efficient decentralized exchange infrastructure for digital assets and derivatives. And it features near zero gas fee, instant settlement, native interoperability with Ethereum and Cosmos just to start.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, uh, and now let's introduce Alex, CFO and co-founder of Citadel.one. Alex, can you tell a little bit about yourself and about Citadel.one?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Alex. I'm CFO of Citadel.one. So actually, I co-founded this company back in 2018 when we first launched our Tezos node, and then soon after we launched like another one and another one, and quite quickly we realized that it's like next big thing in crypto, and decided to become a professional validators. And like shortly after, we realized that a lot of people are doing kind of same stuff, running nodes without providing any additional value for their users or stakers, and we decided to do something to engage more people to delegate on us, and we decided to build a staking platform, and that's how the Citadel was born. So right now we are about like 3.5 years in production, and like keeps running. So that's it.
Okay, thanks, Alex, for the introduction. And so I'll repeat once again why we are here. First of all, because Injective is now integrated in the Citadel.one platform. We were going to this. We really wanted Injective to be in it, and it's finally there. So let's introduce Injective in more details to our users. And our first question to Eric is, um, so yeah, first of all, Injective has shown some significant improvements and user base growth, especially after version 2 launch and IBC integration. So can you tell our listeners about new features that became available upon the release, upon the IBC launch? So what are the main of them?
Yeah. So obviously for Injective Pro V2, it's a much more integrated experience for the users. They don't have to hop between different applications to onboard to the overall chain and overall platform. It's really of an all-in-one shop where the user can focus on the application layer rather than trying to deal with all the intricacies of a new chain, bridging over and everything. So Injective Pro, to some user, it could be the premier destination for any type of trading of digital assets and also derivatives. But on top of that, right, for a new user, they don't have to realize that they are interacting with the Injective chain. They just feel like it's a very native, decentralized exchange experience that anyone can join and leave whenever they want. And for a power user of Injective, obviously there's a lot more new feature, a lot more native experience when it comes to optimizing for portfolio management, asset management, and it brings a lot more clarity in terms of like a new Injective chain community member about any of the intricacies of trading accounts, sub accounts, and a lot more feature that are to be exposed on chain. And on top of that, obviously with the Bridge V2 and so forth, it creates this really a beautiful experience for a user to bridge over and live in this multi-chain world without maybe even realizing that they're leaving a completely new chain.
Great, thank you. That sounds really great and uh, very convenient for users. So hopefully, many more users will be switching from SEXs, from centralized exchanges to such DEXs as Injective. So we saw the latest news about Terra Breach also. Many people were waiting for it. Congrats. And what are the other plans? Will there be more bridges in 2022?
Of course, there's a new bridge being worked on, 24/7 over at the Injective team. So, to start the Osmosis bridge, especially for the user experience part for integrating with, Osmosis Zone app, and also a lot of upcoming bridges to, maybe some non-IBC enabled chains as well. A lot to look forward to.
Yeah, the future is in interoperability, and I guess there will be many more bridges building. Okay, so next question, again about IBC. What do you think the future of IBC be like, and what role will Injective play in it?
Yeah, so I think the future of IBC is really about being kind of just chain agnostic stands where um, let's say Injective placing within this multi-chain world with different VM environment with different layer ones that are focused on optimizing for a certain subset of developers can all find this common foothold within Injective as this cross-chain liquidity hub and this trading venue. So I think that's something that I'm absolutely excited and looking forward to. And the future doesn't just stop there because there's going to be institutional chains, there's going to be somewhat permission chains down the road that's going to be somewhat limited in access for developers. And yet, I look forward to the Injective community being this kind of gateway towards the future of financial infrastructure.
Nice, thank you. And so finally coming to questions related to Injective and Citadel.one, as it was our latest integration. So have you yourself tried the platform? And maybe you got any feedback, suggestions?
Yeah, I haven't yet to actually. I really need to do it today actually. But overall, looking forward to any type of interaction between validator communities and the injective community, because I think one of the most key role for validator at the moment is securing the chain, providing very good uptime, and most importantly participating actively in governance. And with the new tool by Citadel.one, it makes it so much easier for any community member to do so.
Yeah, thanks. So, as you know, Citadel.one is currently focusing on integrating different extensions. We already have Osmosis, Uniswap. Which synergies do you see between Citadel.one and Injective? Do you see the Injective DEX inside our platform?
Yeah, I think the most key thing here for Citadel.one is that for a lot of users within this multi-chain world, your wallet could be all over a place, and your assets and your portfolio could be all over a place as well. And Citadel.one really brings it together. And beyond that, one of the most exciting integration, or the opportunity for user in ROP is potentially down the road would be between Osmosis and Injective, because there's just so much more opportunity on the trading front and from the user front to arbitrage and also to interact with each other.
All right, thanks. Now we have some questions from Injective community to Citadel.one. We again faced some technical issues. For some reason, Twitter is kicking out Alex as a speaker. Okay, it's good now, I think. Just a moment. Okay, that's it. All right, Alex. So we already discussed what Eric Chains thinks about the synergies between Citadel.one and Injective. So we are slowly moving to the discussion about Citadel.one platform. Perhaps some of the listeners don't know all the ins and outs about the platform. So we can just say that Citadel.one is now focusing on IBC networks, and many IBC networks such as Regen and Loom and Fetch and Injective were integrated recently. So, Alex, are you planning to continue working with IBC? What's the general plan in this direction?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So, like right now, as you mentioned, we are busy with like integrating IBC networks, but like we are pretty done. I guess we covered almost all Cosmos ecosystem for the moment, and for sure, like in future, we are going to like continue to add IBC networks. As like we have quite a big like competence in that, but also like Citadel, it's not only about IBC, it's about any blockchain in general. So I guess like shortly we will start integrating if layer 2 solutions like on even like not only layer 2 solutions, but basically all EVM based chains like Avalanche, C chain, like Optimism, Arbitrum, like Polygon. So I guess we will cover that pretty fast. And then we have plans regarding like Solana. And actually we have a grant from Polkadot, which is about to be released, like I guess, like till the end of this month. So in general, it's gonna be a cross-chain ecosystem which will cover almost any major blockchain.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. And um, speaking about Injective again, so as I also mentioned earlier, Citadel.one is probably looking into integrating Injective DEX as an extension. And so Can you tell us a little bit more about this? How will it be implemented? What features will be available upon integrations? Like, how will it look like?
Okay. If you had a chance to check our extension section, actually, or a depth store, I don't know how to call that correctly, but what we are trying to do, we are trying to integrate like all the stuff in one place. So right now we have like Pancake Swap, Uniswap, Osmosis from three different chains. Two of them are EVM chains, and the latest one it's like a Tendermint based chain. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to create this kind of environment where the user can come and use any kind of dApp which he got used to, but like all of them will be collected in one place, and he will not need to, jump back and forth, and he can use all of them from one place. So regarding Injective, we will integrate Injective natively as a dApp, and like right now, what you can see, it's let's call them a limited type of extensions, but right now we are working on integrating like a full window scale applications inside Citadel, and I believe Injective is gonna be one of the first which we will make like this way. So regarding functionality and regarding how it will look like and what options would be available for users. I guess that it's gonna look pretty much as like Injective.exchange looks right now, more or less. I mean, we may change some parts of the interface, but all the basic functionality are gonna be there. So like spot trading, perpetual futures, like balances, sending or transferring funds from regular wallet to trading wallet, and so on and so on. All of them are gonna be available with like Citadel Injective extension as well.
Right. Thank you, Alex, for the answer. Diving deeper into Citadel.one project. So, as I've mentioned already, Citadel.one is a DAO with XCT token. Can you please tell our listeners about XCT, about the token model, how to become a DAO member, how Injective users can become DAO members?
Yeah, okay, thank you, Vlad. So, like, one more point regarding Injective, which I believe is really awesome, in synergy with Citadel, is that, like, right now, like, people need like exchanges, and like today we have basically two kind of models. Either it is like a centralized exchange, which basically like Binance type of exchange, or we have like a DEX in crypto, which is like not a fully, how to say, call that fully like scale like exchange. I mean, like Binance type, where you can put your orders, where you have like an order book, which is the important feature in like from my point of view. And as soon as we will integrate like Injective, we will have like a fully operational exchange inside Citadel, which I myself find fascinating. So like that's like what I actually would like to say. And regarding like XCD, we have this token which is called like XCD, and basically like if you would check DAO tokens right now, most of them are a governance only type of tokens, when like you can cast your vote, and that's it pretty much. So for XCD and Citadel tokenomics right now, what we can offer to our users, it's a kind of we call that securitized cash flow token, because like we have our revenue stream which is generated from the rewards which are coming from the bunch of nodes which we are hosting. It's about like 36 at the moment, and like those nodes are generating revenue, and in accordance with tokenomics, 50% of that goes to the community pool, and it is like redistributed to the XCD token holders, of those who stake our coin. So In case with Injective, again, you can like come on our platform, and as like soon as Injective dApp is integrated, you can use Injective, and then you can stake Injective for sure. And if you would do that, then you will become eligible for XCT drop, which will automatically like be dropped to your wallet. Right now, you need like BSC address for that, but again, like another tip, we are already like working on jumping to the Cosmos ecosystem, and like in some not so distant future, you would see Citadel as a separate chain on Cosmos. So you will receive like again a native token for the Cosmos ecosystem, and you would be able to trade that on Injective as well. I guess that's it.
Okay, thank you, Alex. I guess you have also answered our next question about shifting to layer one. So I guess yes, there are plans for doing so, and as Alex said, on it will be on Cosmos ecosystem. Thanks a lot for your answer, and now we have a few questions that users asked under below our tweets. Let's see what we got here. Okay, one of the questions is to Injective. Users are asking about Kepler wallet. Is there any plan for Kepler wallet integration for Injective?
Yeah, that's something we really look forward to. Most of the integration work is complete, so I think it'll be close to release once they merge the pull requests and package for the next Kepler release.
Okay, thank you. Just to remind the users that Citadel.one also supports Injective, which means that you can connect your Kepler wallet to Citadel.one, both Kepler or Ledger, any of your choice. Okay, next question is also for Injective. Users are asking about roadmap, future milestones that Injective is looking for the future.
Yeah, I would say the current roadmap, the most important thing that we're focusing on is building out the COSM WASM component and all the contract that goes along with it. So that's going to be, the most important milestone within the next few months. Integrating with COSM WASM, adding all the Genesis contracts on top of it, and then supplementing it with this entire developer ecosystem. And then going forward, and a more long-term and more epic one would be creating the shared security model, and adding more kind of like a subchain within the Injective ecosystem to have more VM compatibility. So this way, it's easier to connect with other EVM chains and to bring even more developer mindshare on top.
All right, thank you, Eric. Same question goes to Citadel.one. Alex, can you maybe tell what are the closest integrations of Citadel.one, the milestones, the closest milestones?
Yeah, thank you, Vlad. The closest milestones, to be honest, like we have kind of dynamic roadmap, but like directions are pretty clear so far. So like we have separate branches on which we are like working, like in parallel. First of all, we are like continuing to add in new chains to our platform, and so I guess we will cover like the remaining Cosmos ecosystem chains which we are missing right now. Then we will like scale to EVM chains, as I mentioned before, and like of course, like the second part, which is super important, it's like our extension store. So we're gonna continue to add dApps regarding like Injective. I hope it will be done like by by June, because like if this like is a new kind of extension, kind of a full screen extension, if you would like. But before that, we have like a bunch of other stuff in our like pipeline. So P-Stake is about to be released, as you probably know. Then we have some other depths which like I cannot say for sure. We need to like talk to our CDO regarding that. So our idea is to continue adding to the like extension store, and finally, like by the end of the summer, probably we would be ready to open it for outside developers, which is our goal, because like we understand that we cannot integrate all this stuff inside like by ourselves. And of course, like the third important part is like jump into our own chain, which again like will be done sometime this year.
Okay, thank you. And just to add to the future milestones, recently, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, Citadel.one proposal on in SIF chain has passed. So this means that SIF chain DEX also is in the pipeline for the future integration. Okay, this was it for the questions from the teams. Now, if any listeners or maybe co-founders, Eric, do you have any questions, or Alex, do you have any questions? You can ask each other.
I don't know if you would ask me like my question to Injective is like volume, trading volume. Like, how do you guys see that? And the second one is like how to say trading speed, because we all know there are some on-chain limitations. And although I know you are like settling your transactions like on the layer 2 solution, what are your plans regarding this part?
Yeah, so I would anticipate going forward, like it's still going to be a focus of derivatives, and that's going to be the one that brings forward the most volume on a notional sense. But I think the most value is going to be coming from spot going forward, because Injective's very unique property is that it's a cross-chain liquidity hub, and like all those assets from all the chains out there can all just be in one place, and I think that's absolutely beautiful. Um, and on top of that, you were mentioning about the speed and scalability.
Yep.
Yeah, so on that front, it mainly has to do with the FBA mechanism, and so it allows order placement and matching to be done in a very very seamless manner, because it scales based on it goes by the number of cross orders, and it just reaches a uniform clearing price. So it's highly scalable, and it scales linearly with the number of markets and the number of cross orders. And in terms of order placement, obviously people can't just be spamming millions of less than valuable orders on chain. But that being said, basically there's going to be an equilibrium in terms of effective liquidity or limit order being placed on chain over time, as Injective community scales to thousands of markets, and the cost of doing so as a kind of like a floor mechanism. And obviously, there's a lot more optimization techniques that comes with it. For example, batch operation that allows you to cancel and place order at the same time to heavily reduce costs for seasoned users like market makers and so forth. So I think overall, it's really an iterative process as the blockchain gets more optimized and more efficient, and there's more I would say scaling measures being implemented. It'll kind of grow along with the adoption.
Okay, thank you very much, Eric, for the answer. Thank you, Alex, for your question. Um, okay, so we can ramp up. If anyone has any more question, you can request. Otherwise, we can finish the Twitter Spaces. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. Thank you very much, Alex, for joining us. Thank you very much, Eric, for coming to our Twitter Spaces. I hope our users, delegators, know more about both of the projects now. And always welcome to our community.
Thanks
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
I think goodbye, guys.